Big Whiff, good people. Wednesday, 17th of April 2024. Donegal on shot a little bit later than planned. Only out of the shower, so I'm going to play a video and let a couple of people come into the room if they want, and then I'll come back to you. Daddy may be coming on tonight, so we'll see. Start off with this. Sending love out to our brothers and sisters. Love, not hate. Start off with a decent video. Give me a bit of time to have a whiz and come back to this. Try this one.
Somebody cover his camera. Cover his camera. Cover his camera with that brolly. Keep moving. Everyone keep moving.
There's no problem with you protesting. Just back past the court. That's all.
No.
Fuck off. This is private property here, so you fuck off.
We're on private property over that side, lads. That's the problem. Keep walking.
Fucking animals.
RTE investigates here.
They're going to go on the line. They're going to go on the line and then they're going to push us out one side. They're going to get in the line and they're going to push us out one side. They're going to push us out one side. They go on the line and they push us out on one side. Watch.
They're coming through that gate, so they're coming up the back of Brenly's. They're coming.
We're directly under Section 8 public order.
Fuck off. Fuck off, private property. You're allowed in private property. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I said it's private property.
What they're doing to the Irish
That way, lads. Anyone new coming up, come down that end. Look at them here. Machines are coming that end. So ring everyone to come down the other end. Come up from the far side. The machines are coming that end. Bring everyone else to come this way. Not the GA, that end.
Your man taking his camera now down, look.
I hope y'all sleep well in your beds tonight.
Up on that roof.
He's here. He's here. He's pushing him now. Yeah. He's not wanted anywhere.
Fuck off.
Yeah, you can fuck off then, you scumbag over there. You're alright.
Since when did it become a crime to protect your community and your children? That's not their community. Since when? That's why they're here. You're concerned parents, nothing. Shame on every second one else. You all have wives and kids.
None of them will ever live next or near any of this. They're not local. They don't give a crap about the local people here. Don't give a crap about it. And see what they're saying about they're only doing their job? Guess what? That's what Hitler soldiers said too. And you're no better.
Hold up that camera, boys, please. As everyone else tries to film me.
Yeah. You're not wanted here.
Telling the truth. That's the difference.
Who decides the truth?
Oh,
but certainly not you.
Not RTE anyway.
solve the real fucking questions.
Government law.
Inhumane. Wrong on so many levels. You couldn't. I don't know how you're going to sleep at night, lads.
Oh, they do sleep. They sleep very soundly.
Fucking disgraceful.
Tell you what, though, every one of those people here will say they are for their fucking government. If anything happens to any of our women and children, and then they know what we're all going through.
Yeah, we're absolutely terrified. We're just normal people.
Government
And we're terrified. And you don't care. You signed up.
We're not letting them into the cabin.
no respect for you anymore.
Doesn't care.
They're not even proper guards. They're only straight there. I'm not even sure their name's Irish.
Traitors. Every single one of you is traitors. Auntie is better to stand down and stand with the Irish people. Disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Oh, of course it is now. They'll get heavy now.
Well, then, look, so we just get in and say when they come. That's it. Yeah. When they come, we get in there. Yeah, simple as. We aren't going to be here all day, boys.
No, they won't. They're going to start pushing now, you see. They'll get heavy now in a few minutes. Start pushing women and children around the place.
Off the fucking rack. Off the rack. Fucking scum. That's the window here.
Yeah. I'll send that in now.
Happening all over the country. There's more to it than immigration, unfortunately. The whole system. Corrupt guards. They're doing their job perfectly. That's what they're hired to do. They're not here to serve the Irish people in their current format. So they need to be brought down as well. You know, it seems to me lots of people are just too happy to use the immigration topic as content clickbait and future elections. Politicians, you have to beware politicians. We should know by now. Beware politicians and those who want to be politicians. Most people have agendas, party agendas, association agendas, membership agendas, society agendas, and yeah, those police are walking all over the Garda Oath, and that's a fact. And we have big problems. And we can protest and protest and protest all we like, and it's great to see people protesting and the seeds rippling out, and more and more and more people protesting. But we need a people's movement, and there's dividers and infiltrators out there, and people who speak like me do get suppressed. That's a fact. Do get slandered. Do get threatened. There's no viewers. It's telling me there's no viewers on this live. So I suppose that's proof, isn't it? But shall look at, maybe someone will watch later, and it's a timestamp for the day that's in it. I like to look at things from an independent perspective and see where that lands. See how we get on. Lots of capitalists out there, lots of salesmen out there, lots of people proclaiming to be telling you the truth and speaking to you truthfully as an independent man or woman, but they're not. They have agendas. They are doing what they're doing for their own agenda or their own party or their own society or their own whatever it is. There's very, very few people out there that are independent, truly independent. Most of the groups out there, most of these new political parties, they're all connected. They are probably the one organism, and dare I say it, there's been a great infiltration of the people's movement that was out the past few years, and all these political parties splintering the vote and not really getting to the crux of the matter, wanting to join the gang, wanting to get in there and be a politician and not tear down the system to stop the suffering that's going on, and the unlawful conduct of the criminal cartel in Leinster House, and they must fall. They must fall. So yeah, I'll just keep going with the videos, folks. As I said, met Darden for a coffee today. He may come in later. I sent him a link, so we'll see. We'll just keep popping through the videos. If anybody does come in, pop a comment or question in there, and we'll address it. And again, this portal is open to anybody who wants to come in and have an honest chat about life, about where we are. Most of my content, you know, is about the political sphere, the ruling class, and observing them and critiquing them and talking about the state of our nation. I don't really do content about much other stuff, really. So I know for some people it's hard to listen to this stuff and they haven't got the attention span, and it is the way it is, but we keep plugging away. I've been reading a few public letters out on behalf of Gabriel Martin, the People's Party Ireland. Yeah, checking out Gabriel and bouncing off him and checking his information and trying to factualize as much as I can, because there's so much bullshit out there, all different kinds of IRBs and loads of different political parties, and nobody seems to want to cut the head off the snake. So yeah, this is where we're at. I've been reading them letters, sharing them out. I've been receiving some threats for doing that, but sure, look at time reveals all. You have to pull people out of long grass as well. Not people aren't always who they say they are. You meet a lot of people from the online world, with their persona and their avatar and the projection of what they are in the online world is not the same when you get to meet them and get to know them a little bit more. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, and everybody has an agenda, it seems. We'll keep going, and we will discuss new people coming into the scene wanting to be politicians. It's not just about getting rid of this lot. It's about who's propping themselves up for positions of power in this current unlawful system, and why aren't they talking about bringing it down, and why aren't they talking about getting some people into jail, and why aren't they talking about these things, the UN Migration Pact, and all this stuff needs to be discussed, but the state must fall. What else can I play here? Oh, check this one out.
All of you, our precious Muslim community, must be part of shaping that road and that destination. I believe our future is bright.
Mary Lou believes the future is bright. I'm sure it is when you've got a couple of fine properties and a few £1 million in the bank, and the bank balance is going up, and all you're concerned about is money. And it seems a lot of people are all they're concerned about is money. Play this, man, so I'm all about promoting other people.
Know why these people are put in working class areas all the time, and they always seem to be put where there's children and women and men going across over here, here.
Yeah.
And there's 6 schools around here, different schools around here.
So a big part of this is about these guys being unvetted.
It's
that
a
nobody
concern
knows.
that you have people coming into this country, we don't know their background, we don't know where they're from, who they are, do they have criminal backgrounds? We don't know. But the government are telling us lies when they say these people are vetted. They're not vetted, they're unvetted. That's why they're illegal. How can you vet them if you have no documents? If they don't have a passport, how are you supposed to know who they are? So the government is lying to us.
And I was talking to some of the women that came down from the community, and they were also talking about not just about security and safety concerns. They were talking about it's very hard to get a school place, to get a doctor's appointment, stuff like that. Have you experienced any of that?
It's the same in Ballymun. There's 600 of them in Ballymun, where I'm living. I protest in Ballymun every Wednesday, and have been since 2022. We have a protest in Ballymun that we never miss every Wednesday. And up there it's the same. Doctor's appointments, mental health, anything. You cannot get a doctor. If I rang my doctor a couple of weeks ago looking for an appointment, he said, I can book in 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And what good is that? And don't forget, all these people that are coming in here, they have a free medical card, they have a free travel card, and they have free access to all the Dublin County Council leisure centres. Free access to everything. And yet, people down here can't get a medical card if they're €5 over the quota, which is wrong. So basically what they're doing is, they're looking after the people that are not from Ireland. They're not looking after the indigenous people. They're looking after these people. And I think it's deliberately to annoy the Irish people, to cause trouble, so they can do what they want and bring in whatever laws they want, like hate speech and emergency services to lock the place down. But these people are not coming over here to work. These are not doctors and engineers, what Leo said. There's none of them doctors or engineers. Some of these people are thrown out of prison to come over here and give them money to their own government to get here. And yet when they get land, they've no documents. What other country in the world can you go to without a document? Can you tell me that? You can't. You have to have a document getting on the plane. You have to have a document getting on the plane. When you get off the plane, you have no document.
What do you say, Noel, to people? As an example, Mick Clifford, who's a national journalist, he used to anyway, but I think he still writes for the Irish Examiner. And he had an article out this weekend in a national newspaper saying that the politicians that are starting to support the communities like these communities and these campaigns, that they're actually looking for votes in the gutter. This is the word used by a national journalist describing the people of Coolock and Ballymun who were demonstrating. What have you got to say to people that are describing us as racist and saying that you're from the gutter?
But then that fella that said that there now, I don't know. Well, like the government, they all think we're in the gutter. The fact that we're here, and any newspaper in this country, or any RTE, Virgin Media, Today FM, News Talk, they'll all put us in the gutter because they're all paid. They're all controlled by the WEF. We all know it. The cat's out of the bag. What's going on? They want to take away our Irishness, our heritage, do away with anything Irish. You've got Mary Lou going around wearing a hijab, and Mary Lou wants abortion for men. What's that? A politician wants an abortion for a man? Do you know any man that have babies? There's 8 billion people on the planet, and every one of them came from a woman. And we're supposed to support people like that and put them in government.
There's a rumour going around the camp today that the Gardaí might try to break the camp up tonight. Are you guys determined to come back if that happens?
What they'll do is, they've done it in Rosscray, they've done it in Santry up the road, and they've done it in Newbridge. They let this fizzle out for a while, hoping that it'll calm down. They'll come down at 2 or 3 in the morning with the public order unit, with a big load of heavy coppers, heavy-handed, and they'll just throw people aside. People can't stay here 24/7. They're out working, they've got kids to look after, things to do. The government know that, and so does the Garda. And the Garda are just a private security company for the government anyway. And they'll throw the people here aside like they did before. And they'll just push these people in. And as we always said, and we're saying to the politicians again, we have no say. And as they say in Dáil Éireann,
Future voters. Good evening. Feck off diversity. Good evening to you. Welcome into the house. I feel like Jerry Maguire with the goldfish. Welcome. Just to say, Lady of Ireland's chats will be good for promoting your channel and work. They will help increase your reach. Please join their chat and ask them to check your channel and they will promote you. Yeah, I've had lots of channels and they've been banned and stuff, so I don't really invest into them anymore. I don't trust them. So I just drop these videos here. Whoever comes across them, my friend. I've been talking for many years at this stage, so most people know what I talk about at this stage. But it doesn't seem to attract too many. They'd rather go into new political parties and engage the system and prolong the contract and keep talking. That chap was talking there about Ballymun, and these people coming in, they will be the new voters, and they will vote for Sinn Féin, and they will vote for the people that set them up when they come in off the plane and off wherever they came in off. That's why they were greeting them. They will be future voters, and we must remember that Sinn Féin was only created in the 70s. This is an MI5 infiltrated Sinn Féin. I went to Mary Lou McDonald's house during the Wuhan flu. She has 2, maybe 500,000 houses on the Navan Road there facing each other, directly across the street from each other. Probably worth about 2 million between them. I don't know. But on our door, on our pillars of our door, our gate, our 6-foot gate, was a little ceramic plaque with the words Shalom on it. That took my breath away on the day. I would have thought it would have been a Cave Mila Fulcha or Sláinte or, you know, but things are there. The signs are there if you're looking, and the guards have been infiltrated. Sinn Féin has been infiltrated. The government, has been infiltrated by the World Economic Forum, and that's the reality of it. And the states, the agents of the tentacles, the departments of the state, they're all corrupt and they're all non-functioning. My brother-in-law was in hospital recently. 30 hours, I think he was waiting in A&E. Gave urine samples, they lost him. One doctor, loads of nurses, women collapsing in the waiting area. That's just the health service, and we know about the Children's Hospital and the price of that, and the billions going into the PESCO deal with the EU army, and the billions going into the Ukrainian fund. And I was watching a clip earlier of Michael McDowell speaking in the Shannon, I think, talking about this UN migration pact that they're trying to push through. All these people, these need to go to prison, you know, a few of them need to go to prison for the things they've done. And he described the people outside as extremists. That's interesting because a lot of people are praising Michael McDowell recently because he's speaking up. It's a bit like the Trump and the Biden thing in America. It's all a charade. It's all a game. None of them are really speaking up. They're just prolonging the story, prolonging the system's power. In fact, making it stronger and stronger, because most people do their activism in the online world now, and they're just amplifying the message of the state. I'm not talking about the unlawfulness of the state and how the Irish people have been bluffed for many, many generations. And we have really got a police state here. It's not so bad as some other places, some foreign places. I've talked to some foreign lads, come from different countries around the place, and they say it's not so bad here. I think what they mean is they can pretty much be left alone if you're just interested in just keeping your head down and making a few quid and then consuming in your spare time. But I was saying to them, I think what it is here is it's so easy for the Irish state. They've had it so easy for so many years, for decades now. They took my mother's first child off her in the 60s. Same. My ma's 30 years older than me. Not much difference really, you know. It's the same state. And they're trialing cattle vaccines on children and sending them off to America. And it's all the same state. It's the same boys, the same girls in charge, all the same families, all passed on. And they're all criminal organizations. And they must be stopped. But we'll see how it goes. I've been speaking this way for, as I said, many, many, many years, at many, many meetings. But I think, don't know, maybe I'm just too straight talking. I don't know, I don't get it. But I don't suffer fools, and I don't like shy talkers. And I don't like just being online all the time in WhatsApp groups, popping messages off here, there, and everywhere. We need a real focused people's movement. But it seems there are people with agendas at play in the online world, sowing seeds of doubt and distraction and confusion and prolonging it. And in fact, empowering the state. So, keep your eyes peeled and pay attention. I'll pop down. Let me see what anything else to say. Michael McDowell, extremists. That's what they were his words. Oh yes, the proclamation, the Irish Republic proclamation. The Irish Republic. Where is it gone? This is an important line. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies, to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished, except by the destruction of the Irish people. Fast forward 50 years, think of Birmingham, think of New York. Now, I have no problem with people of all colours and creeds. I love them all nations. I have a bit of a sore spot with the Israeli state and some of its people for cheering on evil. So that's probably at the moment how I feel. But don't forget, the Irish are complicit in that. Our state, allows warplanes to come through our country, through our airspace, fill up, bring soldiers across the places, while other soldiers travel across. And yeah, it is what it is. Ireland's a very dark corporate place at the moment. It's creaming the cream, the top of it, taking it all. Fisheries, bogs, farms. They're making a lot of money, these people. The biggest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind, so they say. But yeah, the Irish people seem to be so close yet so far from that people's movement. Yeah, here we are. Give me a sec. Shadow band, I suspect. Oh, of course. They will put your link in the chat. That's cool, man. Let it grow naturally. I'm not here to. I've done the whole online thing, you know, pumping out loads of videos and stuff, and protest. And I tried my best to, you know, bring it to the doors and get a crew of people to focus. Up until recently, about Leinster House, but when that happened, you see the weasels, the eels, playing their games. If you're paying attention, and I'm paying attention, and all will be revealed in the future. All will be revealed. Nobody knows you're back on YouTube. I only found you by chance. Yeah, well, that's it. This could be then cancelled as well, you know, as soon as it's realised. So then I'll find somewhere else. So I've had to bounce around from BitChute to YouTube to TikTok, you know, over the past few years. And you just get a pain in your hooper as well because you don't want to be online. So what this is 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. I'll open the portal and I'll speak honestly, and hopefully it gets me somewhere. And as well as that, some of the truth bombs that I'm dropping out might make things clearer for people who are on the journey, maybe only newly on the journey into the, how can I say it, social current affairs, who pay attention to the grievances and to the sufferings. By the way, Bridget Scanlon's still in prison. Tusla, another state evil organisation, very dark. Children are missing in their care as we speak. And we know all this. And I'm afraid with the age of information, people can just absorb so much scandal, and it nullifies the outpouring of atrocity. Disgust, I suppose, you know, with the age of information, because you can watch mad stuff like and so much information and so many meetings and so many get-togethers and so many talks of maybe starting a group or some kind of thing. Over the years, the whole meetings get lost with people who are, their brains are just popping now to the information out there, and they, you know, they'd rather fight about is the earth flat, or reptilian people, or fucking clones, or whatever. And it gets them off the national issue. They lose their natural minds, and it seems that the Irish, their minds are all over the place, and they haven't got the focus to topple this state. It's been infiltrated from way back when, Sinn Féin, IRA, The Man Who Knew Too Much documentary on YouTube. Check that out if you can. Yeah, it's all infiltration. And it's going on now, and I can see it. They use the chat to promote links to all similar content creators and their backup channels. Oh, very good. Very good. You see, I couldn't watch anything on YouTube even for when they banned me off the YouTube. I couldn't even go on and watch a link. So if anybody sent me a link or they wanted to watch something, even how to play a certain song on the guitar, I couldn't watch anything. So, yeah, we just keep doing what we're doing. Put a letter out there for the People's Party a couple of weeks ago. A few letters out. Seen one of them on TikTok got, I think it's 15,500 views. So they're good seeds to be dropping. And then someone actually took another video that I done on TikTok and just copied it and shared it out. And like the last I seen that, I think it was 18,000 views. So it's good. And all we can do is drop seeds. Yeah, and beware the charming snake oil, what you call them, salesmen. And yeah, there's lots of people capitalizing. And I don't like to see that, you know. That's kind of where I'm at. And we'll see where we land. For now, we've landed on the People's Party Ireland. I would encourage you to check out the website and have a read of the letters and have a read of the different things in there. There's lots of information. As I was saying, I was reading them letters and I got a bit of shtick for reading them letters. Now, they're public letters. I didn't write the letters. I just read the letters, and I think they're worth getting out there. And they may offend some people, and for that I am sorry. But at this stage, we need to cut through all the bullshit, and there's too many people shouting claims, and we're getting nowhere fast. So hopefully I can speed that up and we can focus in on the World Economic Forum controlled Irish government, the MI5 controlled Garda Síochána, the corrupt courts, Tussler harming children, hospitals harming people, Irish people suffering. It's good to help others, but first we must help ourselves. And yeah, I hope and pray that happens soon. So that's where I've landed at for the moment, and I would encourage you to, if you see things clearly, run in your local area if you can. Even if you need to join one of these new political parties, do that if you must. None of them are for me, unfortunately, just yet. I'm looking, but I'm definitely going to stick the head up as an independent. So I would encourage you to do the same, because we need many, many people to start speaking common sense and get to the point and get a message, define it, sow the seed and let it go. And hopefully the people of Ireland nourish it into a beautiful flower. But that's what I believe is needed. A societal, cultural and political revolution to take down the current political system, to change the political domain forever in the year. At this rate, who knows when, but wouldn't it be a beautiful thing to take control of our country, standing with our proclamation, you know, standing with the 1919 sovereign Dáil, #1, and put the Bunrock under your arm as well, and we move forward and we'll create from there something even more beautiful. But let's not fight about the past all the time, because when we fight and waste time, the suffering continues on a daily basis. I'll play a video and then I'll come back to you. It's saying 3 in the room now, so it's my biggest audience in about a month. Woohoo! I have to start putting in links there now. Give me all your money and all that kind of stuff. That seems to work. Give me your money and I'll tell you what you want to hear. I'll create content so you can sit at home and watch it and share it. You don't get off your arse. I'll do that. Just buy me a coffee. I'll write an article about it.
This man here, would you like to introduce yourself? Yeah, my name's Alan Flannery. I'm raised in Ballina. I'm a plumber from the town, and I've lived here all my life.
And what do you think is happening here with Twin Trees and the other hotels in Ballina, and also just in Ballina generally? What do you think is going on here?
Ballina is dying a slow death. Every day you go through the town, there's people you never seen before. That's not a bad thing. It's great to have tourists in the town. But these people aren't contributing to the town one little bit. They're sitting on street corners, they're hanging around, they're doing very little. They're being pushed from post to pillar, and they're getting in the way.
And all these immigrants that's coming into these hotels, I mean, I'm just wondering, are these going to be open to the public, or is it just going to be closed? You're a plumber here in Ballina, aren't you?
Yes, I work in the County Mayo.
Yeah, you work. And I heard you saying yourself and your partner has a baby on the way.
Correct.
And you tried to get a creche, and you would have to put in for what, many years?
It's been 3 years in advance if you want to get a place for your child in the creche.
That's absolutely ridiculous, and we can't get a doctor's appointment or a dentist's appointment.
Yeah, we are waiting weeks for a doctor and weeks for a dentist. Months for a dentist, in fact.
Wow, and a few lads were here last night in this awful weather, like freezing cold, and fair play to them, protecting this area, trying to see who's going... what kind of money is spent here on this, and who's profiting from it?
Well, there's a vacuum information out, and I don't know who's profiting or who's not profiting. But that's besides the point. The town is full, end of story. It doesn't matter who's making money or who's not making money. The town is full, the services are stretched. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Well, Alan, thanks a million for that, and fair play to you. And did you say that there's another protest coming up?
The next protest by this group will be at Wednesday at 2 o'clock at the Mayo County Council offices in Ballina, and following that there'll be a major protest here at the Twin Trees at 3 o'clock on Saturday. The only way we're going to stop this is people power. There's no other way about it. We don't need to be rough, we don't need to go to any drastic measures. What we need to do is a peaceful protest. Everyone come down here and stand and stop everything and show this for what it is. It's madness, complete and utter madness.
It is indeed. Thanks again, Alan.
Cheers,
thanks
very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I like to take myself out of the background when there's a video on. We have to be vigilant. Very easy for an emerging opposition to be misled by charlatans. Plenty of charlatans as well. Infiltration, unfortunately. Untrustworthy, devious, untruthful charlatans. Many of them. So we have to be vigilant. Infiltration, unfortunately, is going to happen to an opposition movement also. Yeah, I think that can be stopped if the message of the movement is quite simple. We do not comply. We do not consent. No contract with EE. Out you go. No to globalism. No to outside interferences. The Irish Republic is sovereign and indefeasible, and that's the message. And anybody found to be corrupt will go to prison. Have any riches that they've extracted from suffering taken from them, and that's the message. I don't think that can be infiltrated if the message is simplified. Break it down for people. What is the movement that you're getting behind? What's it for? Is it for personal gain? Is it to build a party? Or is it to return power to the people? I believe that's the message. And that's what it should be. And if it amplifies, good. Ripples out, good. But we'll see, because it's interesting, because this has been a message, my message, Stand With Area Group's message for months, years now. And I do know that, we tried we threw our hat into the ring. And we had 3 gatherings over the course of 3 months, national assemblies, and there wasn't that many at it. Wasn't many attracted to it. To the message, the state must fall. Some people would rather go on about immigration over and over and think it's the biggest issue, when it's a huge issue. But depending on your perspective, it's not the only issue. The issue is the state is unlawful and is corrupt and is a foreign entity with the budget going to EU and all that stuff. And they're agreeing more trade deals as we speak. The Windsor Agreement. Check all this stuff out. And whatever happens in the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years is the way this country is going to be for the next 100 years. Just like the creation of this state. The Free State, I suppose, with the implementation of the 1920 Government of Ireland Act, only a year after the first sovereign Dáil Éireann. It's been attacked ever since, and here we are 100 years later or so, and things that we've been trained to believe are not always true. Things that you have had as foundational beliefs within you moving forward in your life are unraveled, and everything you've ever learned needs to be relearned. Some things do happen, some things are, but I'm only talking specifically about the 100 year from 1916 to now. That's my priority, that's my focus. Ireland, the Irish Republic, and the workings of the men gone before us, and the enaction of the proclamation read out at the GPO in 1916, and how that was read out by rebels, and in 1919, after a lawful 32 county election, first time in 800 years that the island of Ireland had an election. Out of that came the sovereign Dáil Éireann, and they ratified the proclamation. And yeah, ever since that point, it seems 1919 onwards. So most of them weren't even at that first Dáil. A lot of them were locked up and were afraid to come back, and straight after that they were outlawed, I suppose, by the crown. But you see, what you have to remember, and why the proclamation wasn't that interesting, huh? Yeah, so back to where I was. The reason the proclamation is such an important document is because when it was read out in 1916, rebels of the provisional government read it out. It was a proclamation of the Irish Republic, and it was in 1918, then, after decades of debates and people's movements, home rule and all that kind of stuff, and the Gaelic League and all that stuff. It came to 1916 and the proclamation was read out. It was read by rebels. But after the 1918 election, first free vote of the Irish people in 800 years, I think. Yeah, with the creation of the first Dáil, they changed from rebels to we the elected representatives. So it was lawful. It was done with an election that was given royal assent, which means the Crown were in charge at the time, and they were controlling. Some would say they still are. I believe so. Very much so in the mix. But yeah, they gave the Irish the chance to, I suppose, after the Rising, to have that election. And on January 21st, 1919, in the Mansion House, they ratified into law the proclamation of the Irish Republic. and the Declaration of Independence went out to the free nations of the world. That changed the jurisdiction from the Crown to here, ran on a mandate of Sinn Féin of that day, who were basically all the nationalist groups came together and called themselves Sinn Féin, and ran on the manifesto that, if elected, they would create their own parliament, their own government in Ireland, in Dublin, and not report to London. And as it was a lawful, democratic, given royal assent election by the powers who control the land, they romped it. They romped it, and they set up the Mansion House. And that's why we're on Dáil number 33 now. And the first one was on January 21st, 1919. Yeah, and ever since then, literally, the Irish Republic has been under attack, and history has been muddied, and white smoke has been sprayed amongst the people. And in the age of information, they have it on overdrive. They're trying to create so many scandals that people won't focus on the reality. The people need to rise, and rise very, 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 very fast. Very, very fast. So yeah. Let me see. I'll play a video. I want to make a cup of tea, so give me something that's going to last a few minutes. As I said, there's no rush on this. I know some people find it hard to watch slow stuff, relaxed stuff. But I'm trying to create a little space on a Wednesday at 7. Save a few videos that I see throughout the week that are interesting. Put them out there. Do me thing. Get on with life. And then come back in on a Wednesday and sure look at. Most people know me now if they ever want to talk. But where I've landed for now is the People's Party, and I'm checking that out. Yeah, and we're going there. And since I've checked it out, and since I've read a few public letters, I've felt a bit of heat and a few threats of being brought to court and being sued for defamation and all this junk that people who are supposedly promoting the fact that the 1924 court enactment order wasn't signed, and the courts are unlawful and fraudulent, and people write books about this and sell the books and tell you that the courts are fraudulent and it's all criminal. But yet, when you say something they don't like, they throw their suitor out of the pram and start talking about suing you in the royal courts that they so oppose. It's very interesting, isn't it? But all will be revealed, and shall look at. What else would you be doing other than looking for the truth? The Irish people deserve it. For a fact, they deserve it. I'm going to play along one. Give me a second. I'll make a cup of tea. Oh, well, I have you. Here's a good one. It's all about frequencies and transmitting your frequencies. And lots of people are energy vampires, and you have to protect your frequency, you know, and you have to cut people out who aren't good for your frequency, who are not good for your frequency or your resonance. So here's the power of frequency. This is a frog. Hang on, I'll get that out. Girl got this video when she was out walking. I seen it and I thought, geez, that's beautiful. Must play that because it's quite powerful. This is the power of your frequency, of your seed that you drop and it ripples. We are all frequency. Here we go. I sound like a hippie, don't I? So it's a frog, yeah? Nature, huh? Teaches you so many lessons once you're paying attention to it. Yeah, there's a lesson from a frog. Be the water. Send out your frequency and let it ripple. And if you're lucky, you might get a nice woman or man, depending on what you're into. I'm trying to get on here. Give me a sec. It's about 5 minutes, I think.
What do we know about what's happening?
Seen that one already, so I'll play another long one.
Can one of you come out, please? Because we'd all like to go home.
Can you answer why you had a triple murderer staying in the Red Cow that you were made aware of back in May? If I'm right, the 16th of May maybe? Took his 4 weeks to arrest him, or has he actually been arrested? There's a talk at People Before Profit marches in town, and he can swing poles. He's a terrorist from Turkey, and he's walking free around our town.
Musa Dogan's his name.
Can you answer that?
Right. However, Musa Dogan, you were wanted in Turkey. You were given the death penalty. Yes, and for terrorism. Is it true you were given the death sentence in Turkey? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Right. And is it true that on appeal it was reduced to 22 years in prison? Yes or no?
No, 30 years.
30 years. Okay. So, why are you here now? Why are you not in Turkey serving a 30-year sentence? Why? Did you escape from prison? Yes. Or no? Yes. 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 Okay. So yes, you escaped from prison.
Sleeping kid, 6 months, you don't need nothing.
They all will go.
That's a self.
The terrorist that was staying down on Prayer Street there, Sandwich Street, he's just over there, look, with the paddy hat on. Look, there he is over there, guard. You gonna arrest him? No, didn't think so. Here's the King's Guards back. Gonna bully me off the road because there's a terrorist over there. They have to protect him. The guard have to protect the terrorist over there. Look with the paddy hat on. There he is there. Yeah. You're not gonna arrest that man, guard, no. That's a wanted terrorist over there. A wanted terrorist. And the guard, he won't do anything about it. See? Madness. They don't care about the Irish people. Not one of them.
Lads, this is Ireland 2024. Ross Gray, County Tipperary. Look at this fucking shit. Arresting people. Arresting women, Irish women, to let them in. It's actually a fucking joke, is what it is.
Everybody around here is fearful for what's going to happen. And it's not speculation. It's because people have seen it for every other county in this country. It's not people saying things. It's not hearsay. It's things that have happened. There's a GIA pitch there. People walk this road. There's people in Wicklow Hills and come up and go because they're going to sell their homes.
You got an answer to that, lady. Come home. What are you here? The barricade begins. Public order is down there. Let's go.
Sad to see the woman crying, man. It's happening more often. I was talking to my mother last week, and she said she wouldn't feel safe anymore walking around. And I know a few local girls, young girls, that have said that to me, and a couple of women who I've spoke to on the streets, and they don't feel safe at night. And this is the reality of it. And the longer we allow splinter groups and doubtful characters to gain off this, well, shame on us. Shame on us. Yeah, 17th of April. Donald, how are you, man? Good evening. I put in the 17th of March today on the YouTube. I couldn't change it until tonight. So, if you want to test who is genuine, get them to challenge and tackle the secret signing of the UN Migration Pact by Charlie Flanagan, which is the origin of the hate speech. None of them are allowed. Well, this is it. That's what I'm saying to you about McDowell. He's being pushed out now, maybe with a bit of guilt in his older years. He feels he might need to be at least stand up as best he can in the position he has. He's drawing lots of admiration. Boy, he's calling people outside Leinster House while they were discussing this extremists. So yeah, there are a few independents in there speaking out. And I do like the look of that girl, Carol Nolan. She's an independent from the Portlaoise area, I believe. I like her. She's got potential. Who else? And I've never ever said that about a politician really in my life. I can't think of any in my whole life that I would, I knew a couple of activists growing up in Ballymun that were good people, but they weren't elected and stuff. But yeah, none of them have done anything really. So yeah, I believe lots of them are infiltrated. Lots of them, and they're just pulling the energy of the people into the political domain, and then the people, like the referendum on the family, people celebrated that, and yeah, rightly so. But people will be celebrating new political parties getting into the mix and all that stuff, and it'll just drag on. They're only concerned about the next election, and loads of them, what you would consider decent prospects, running for Europe while Ireland burns, metaphorically speaking, at the moment. But yeah, we shall see. All will be revealed, good or bad, in time. So keep your eyes peeled.
What's your stance on open borders?
We don't have open borders, and I wouldn't support them if we did.
You're full of fucking shit, you are. You know that? You're a traitor to this whole country, you are.
I'm not a traitor.
You are a fucking traitor, you are. You have Dalkin House up there that's fucking destroying this little fucking village, you do. And you live there as well, you do.
I live in the village.
You're a fucking, you know what, you should be ashamed of yourself, you should.
I don't agree
with you're going to get no votes in this country, you are. You're full of shit, you are. See you, Gino, Kenny, all them, all the same, you're all on the fucking same page, you are. Dirty fucking scumbags, that's what you are. Dirty, low-life, training bastards, that's what you are. Should be ran every time anyone sees you should. Fucking asshole, you. Fucking asshole, you're a fucking... That's all you are, is a fucking training cunt, that's all you are. Bringing all these illegal migrants into the country, ruining the place, you are. You're meant to be opposition, you are. You're supposed fuck all, you don't. Fuck all. That's what you do. You're jackasses. You, Mark Ward, the lot of yous. Angus O'Shaughnessy, the all yous. His two younglets are stabbing each other and all they are. 50 grand in ink out of fucking doll. 50 grand in ink out of doll, he robbed. Yeah. Yous won't get no vouchers, won't. Yous are a joke, yous are. A fucking joke. What's up, man? A fucking joke. Every single one of yous, every single politician counts in this area is a fucking joke. Yous will be voted out, yous will. Yous will be voted out. Yous will. Fucking Sinn Féin rats, that's what you are. Sinn Féin fucking rats. Yous used to run off fear of everyone in the country. No one's fucking afraid of yous anymore. Yous are
never wanted
fucking
anybody to be afraid.
traiting bastards to this country. Might you see, you'll get in nowhere, yous will. You fucking scumbag, you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I've seen a video recently of Desi Ellis getting hassled and a few others. And you read what you saw. Sinn Féin are a terrible, terrible organisation. Yeah, terrible organisation. It would be nice to have that anger in a movement. But you see, Owen O'Brien, I think is his name, he said, you can have your say in the election. And that's what I'm talking about. It should be, we're going to see you in prison. To whoever you feel needs to be in prison. If the people feel they need to be in prison, the people need to file a case. The people need to go after them with a purpose, not just allow them another election. And you'll get a few new heads in there, and it'll be celebrated, and it'll roll on for another few years, and then parties will get bigger. And you can see it already with the new parties. When you don't promote them, or you don't agree with them, or you doubt them, or you question them, cut out. Before that, they're, oh, you'll have a place. And so you have to be very careful. And there's lots of people who are untrustworthy. So to any new activists out there getting on the scene and you're getting a bit of a following, beware the energy vampires, because there are many of them out there. They'll come and they'll extract information from you, try and get information from you. Yeah, be careful who you mix with, and be careful who you trust. And if people won't meet you face to face and put in the time and energy in the real world, and they're only texting you because they're on free apps, it doesn't cost them a cent to text you, and they just feel like every so often venting some of their shit or their insecurities or the guilt or wherever it is, their two-facedness, their deviousness, and their conscience might get to them, and they just throw you a little text because it's free. Be careful of them. I went back to an old Nokia a while ago, and I would promote that. You've got a big problem with phones, messing people's heads up, messing kids' heads up, sex changes, messing them up. Great trauma, but not just young children, some adults as well. People have lost the ability to debate. People want to know the questions. People want to have the answers prepared. People don't like being questioned. And any question is a good question. And if you're offended by that at this stage, I'm offended. That's the way people need to be. Because this is not a game. This is not a game. I'm not giving up an hour of my life on a Wednesday evening so far to play games. I would encourage you to run as an independent in your area. Speak up, speak out, keep on the local issues, national issues, and spread the information. Share this video if you want to. Do what you can. I'll do what I can. But again, I believe most of your energy belongs in the real world. We've enough people creating content. How much content? How many times do you need to be told that, young children are going missing, innocent people are in prison? People have to emigrate. Young people can't afford a house. The police are working for MI5. The hospitals are not working. They're extracting taxes left, right, and centre. Toll bridges, bin charges, charging you for our cans now. They're taking as much as they can out of this lifestyle. And we would have a good quality of life compared to a lot of countries in the world. And their ancestors passed that on to us. And they know there's lots of money to be extracted. That's why they have all that data centers and their multinational companies for the tax breaks and the bankers and the vulture funds, and they're all working hand in hand. And they'll keep doing it, and they'll keep ringing it until they're stopped. And yeah, let's keep focused. That will be my message to people. Don't get sucked into the race war. Don't get sucked into the religion war. The state causes all these problems. And keep on that. And then I don't think infiltration. How can you suddenly go from being the state must fall? What's your infiltration? The state must not fall. So yeah, it's a simple message. But again, done lots of protests, lots of traveling, lots of meetings. Lots of people like to talk and offload and you know, talk. So I'm all talked out in that sense. So I've landed on the People's Party. I'm checking that out. Going to try and do things independently, locally, and do this on a Wednesday. And what comes from that comes from that. I would encourage you to do your best and spread a bit of love, not hate. This is an interesting one.
You're great, lad. You're great, man. Even let go of the fucking.
Sorry, wrong one. This one.
And since you brought it up, allow me to elaborate with my answer. There are 1.2 billion Muslims in the world today. Of course, not all of them are radicals. The majority of them are peaceful people. The radicals are estimated to be between 15 to 25%, according to all intelligence services around the world. That leaves 75% of them peaceful people. But when you look at 15 to 25% of the world Muslim population, you're looking at 180 million to 300 million people dedicated to the destruction of Western civilization. That is as big of the United States. So why should we worry about the radicals, 15 to 25%? Because it is the radicals that kill. Because it is the radicals that behead and massacre. When you look throughout history, when you look at all the lessons of history, most Germans were peaceful. Yet the Nazis drove the agenda. And as a result, 60 million people died. Almost 14 million in concentration camps. 6 million were Jews. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. When you look at Russia, most Russians were peaceful as well. Yet the Russians were able to kill 20 million people. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. When you look at China, for example, most Chinese were peaceful as well. Yet the Chinese were able to kill 70 million people. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. When you look at Japan prior to World War II, most Japanese were peaceful as well. Yet Japan was able to butcher its way across Southeast Asia, killing 12 million people, mostly killed with bayonets and shovels. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. On September 11th in the United States, we had 2.3 million Arab Muslims living in the United States. It took 19 hijackers, 19 radicals to bring America down to its knees, destroy the World Trade Center, attack the Pentagon, and kill almost 3,000 Americans that day. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. So for all our powers of reasons and us talking about moderate and peaceful Muslims, I'm glad you're here. But where are the others speaking out? And since you are the only Muslim representative,
100%. Truth be told, a devious character with hidden agendas, proclaiming an independent alliance that he's pushing out as a political entity, an alliance of independence, but tied in with Tom Ryan's IRB. So it's actually a political arm. In not so many words, you'll read the IRB website, Tom Ryan's IRB, and Mr. Egan's writings are all over it. And they tie in the Irish anti-corruption nationalist crew that Dave is promoting. He's also promoting Tom Ryan and not Billy Maguire. So it's an IRB battle. And that's what the Independence Alliance of Independence is. It's an affiliation. It's a little splinter off of the IRB, Tom Ryan's one, into a so-called independent. But you have to agree with the narrative coming out of the alliance, because it's connected to the, it is what it is. But yeah. That's true. Play another video. I think this is the one of a couple of Michael Brazil stuff. I do like Michael Brazil's stuff because he breaks it down very well for people, So he does his thing. I like his videos, but I watched one there a while ago. You know, and I have 2 or 3 saved here. But I want to try this one because I think this is the one.
This is just a tiny portion of what the left in Ireland and NGO staff funded by you, the taxpayer, have done to me over the last few years for speaking out against the state. If you have little ears around you, get rid of them for this one. Tim Howard. I raped your mother. Ha ha ha. It was hilarious hearing her scream and cry in pain for help. Fortunately for me, Tim didn't wipe his old account properly before he changed his name and messaged me. Another day, another foreigner causing death, mayhem and carnage on our roads. And they shared a news article of the death of my mother. We'll be back to this account in a minute. Absolute knuckle dragger. I'm sure your mother is smiling up at you. Has he children? If he does, then Tusla need a call for a start. This is Mick's dad. Anyone surprised? And here's the news article that was clipped to it. Serial sex offender jailed for assaulting boy after taking him to Wicklow Mountains. Kevin Brazel. This is no relation of mine. And we hail from Offaly, not Dublin. Michael Brazel, who goes by the Irish Git, pushed out a video inciting violence against this man. No, I didn't. And this tweet is still up and nearly has 40,000 views. Mark Malone's getting sued. This lad publishes drawings of me getting raped by objects. Raping other people and people raping me. This is one of the lighter ones, where my anus is bleeding and I'm being pissed on. This is the person behind it, James Dempsey, who'll celebrate being in this video. Now back to this account. Here's CCTV footage of Michael Brazel of the Irish Git breaking into a house in Athlone 4 years ago to rape a young woman. Are we going to talk about this ever? I made a video about this at the time. This person took a still from CCTV footage of a horrible crime that happened in England, where a woman was tied up with electrical cord after someone broke into her house and her children were raped. I made a statement to Burg RD straight away when that happened and got a pulse number. 8 months later I was phoned to go into the Garda station. I went in where I was told that they got the person's details, but they couldn't take it any further because it had gone past the statute of limitations. That is a lie, because it was reported and the statement given straight away. And I've since been approached to say the Gardaí were told to leave it alone. I won't be leaving it alone. I'll be taking it further. I know who some of these people are. I don't know who others are, but I'll be finding out. Some of them work for NGOs. Are you happy that your taxes pay for some of this?
I'm flashing that up there as a warning to people. It's saying I have 2 viewers this evening. Welcome to the 2 viewers. A few people do watch my stuff after. But yeah, I think it is suppressed. But that doesn't matter. This is therapy for me to be able to get the truth off my chest. So that's a warning for people there. A comment. Take it from me as fact. That's a true statement. Be careful. Yeah, Michael's mother died in a car crash. I don't speak to Michael. I haven't spoken to Michael in a couple of years. We had a disagreement. But I wish him no ill will. You know, he makes good content. He was wrong about something, but no, I wanted an apology and sort her out like man, eyeball to eyeball. But Michael thought it wasn't worth it. But still, I stand shoulder to shoulder because I know he's a good man, you know. But he makes good content. But imagine his mother died in a car crash in 1999, I think he said in that article. And some creep made a headline about another day, another death caused by Forden or whatever. And tagged Michael's mother's article in there. That's fucking dark, man. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Well, we have that. I have a video here. I don't know how this is going to translate across, but I couldn't get it from my phone across to the link. So I'm going to try and play it on my phone, see how it goes. But this is some dude driving around Dublin. Elvis banana in the car. So this is not right. It's not good. But it needs to be seen, because when people say, I just shouting out this about, no. This is bad, dangerous behaviour. And yeah, I just need to let people know this shit is out there, right? Because there have been, and I've seen incidences of foreign nationals. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose, but making some very serious judgments on the road. Yeah, and there are lots of cases of people crashing cars and stuff and I've seen a video of a car of a fella in a van following the car around. I think it was in Sneem in County Kerry or somewhere like that. He followed this fella driving the car in the wrong lane on the other side of the road for miles, flying around corners. If there had been a car coming the other way, I'm sad to say, wiped out. But I'm going to try and play this one through this and see how it works, right? Just as an experiment, because there are some videos that I would like to see to play, but I can't load them up. And people do send me the odd video, but I can only put up a raw video file into this. I can't put in, you know, YouTube links or any of that. So anyway, Romanian immigrant Strugurel Lingura live streaming himself driving around Dublin, steaming drunk, drinking alcohol. I'm going to try and do this for you. Hang on, give me a second. You see that? You see that? You see that? No point playing it if you can't see it. Maybe I'll turn down the thing. Hang on. You see that? A bit more. Hang on. Imagine someone out for a walk. Imagine your missus out for a walk, or your missus and your child out for a walk. And this lunatic should be deported straight away. Straight away. Mass deportations as well. System must fall. Corrupt people must be locked up. And mass deportations of people who are here unlawfully. Out you go. Out you go. Especially people who haven't been checked. Everybody needs to be checked. Needs to be control taken of government by the people, and a collapsing of lots of the systems. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work, and we'll need people to understand that. That's if it ever happens. But mass deportations, checks on people. You see that? I'll hurry up. It's definitely Dublin as well. Take my word on it. I can see the buses and the buildings. Deport the fuck. Deport. Deport. Now, let me save any other videos for you. So, to the few, feck out diversity. Donald O'Brien. Who knows? Thank you for your comments this evening. I'll be back next Wednesday at 7. I think I may have 1 or 2 more videos. We'll see. Darden said he may come in, but he's not coming yet. We'll hang on a couple of minutes. I'll keep popping through the videos. There's no rush. We go with the flow. I have 1 more video I want to show on my phone as well. We'll finish off. But that looked alright. It's a bit blurry, and I know some people don't like sound quality issues and all, but it is what it is. It's a form of reaching out. And sure, if you want to listen, you can listen. If you don't want to listen, you don't have to listen, you know. But if you come on and you start giving her all that, you will be asked to come on live and talk. There'll be none of this troll and malarkey here. Let me see. I have another micro one there, I think. Let me see. That's it, I think, yeah. I'll play 1 more Mihal. And I'll yeah, I'll play this one.
Have the state and the media and their far left minions been working together to sell the public the story of the big bad far right? Today at the Kulak Says No protest site, some agitators turned up.
Get out of here. Come back, boys. You're flicker.
They got dealt with very quick, and that's good to see. But the biggest news coming from this is one of them dropped their phone.
Dirty bastards. No, I exposed now, that's the mushes now. Look at them.
Yes, that's video of them preparing beforehand in a hotel room. But let's keep watching.
This is the far left. Okay, that looks like a hotel room, doesn't it? Probably an NGO. That looks like a hotel room, doesn't it? Yeah, that is a hotel room.
That looked awfully like journalist Paul Connolly, didn't it? A very interesting call list on the phone also. Ross, News Talk. Aisling Moore, News Talk. Dr. Fake Attack Sheikh Umar Al-Qadri. The driving licence of one of the foreigners brought in for the agitation. The messages, organising everything. Ireland Against Fascism, Charlotte O'Sullivan from Cork. Outgoing call today at 14:54. I don't see an issue unless things get hairy at the city centre one, and they are potentially in more danger in Coolock than they were in the city centre. Or if a crowd were to follow them from city centre, for example, but I assume that is unlikely. They can only call that in the moment. There was meant to be a protest in Dublin today, but it was called off because they forecasted bad weather. So the traitors were planning to agitate and cause havoc in Dublin today, so they could get their stories and headlines for the Sunday papers about the big bad far right and protect the Ireland for all narrative. But it backfired, and it always will. Let's see them feature this. The truth always comes out in the end, eh? And before I finish, it's important to say, bit by bit and one by one, ye are all going to pay for your crimes against the Irish people.
Good man, Michael. Nice finish to that video. That's the message that we need. Right, I think that's me for this evening, folks. Darden was down today and we had a stroll and a coffee. Good to catch up with him. Hadn't seen him in a couple of weeks, few weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So yeah, maybe next week. Back at 7 next week. Same place, same time. Share this out if you want to. Be good, look after yourself, and help our people where possible. And be careful who you trust. Don't give your trust. Always keep a little bit. You know what I mean? People aren't always who they say they are, especially people who won't put their mushes out. Be careful of people who speak a lot and don't put their mushes out. At this stage in this battle, you have to put your face out. Yeah. I'm going to finish with this video. I've seen this one earlier. So we'll finish with it, and then I will sign out, and I'll see you next week, hopefully, if we're all still alive and kicking. But check this one out, and then I'll leave you be.
Regardless of nationality or visas. Okay, so
Sands, Bobby, MTH block, Armagh, political prisoner, 30,492.
when one spends each day naked and crouching in the corner of a cell resembling a pigsty, staring at such eyesores as piles of putrefying rubbish, infested with maggots and flies, a disease-ridden chamber pot, or a blank, disgusting, scarred wall. It is to the rescue of one's sanity to be able to rise and gaze out of a window at the world. Today the screws began blocking up all the windows with sheets of steel. To me this represents the further torture of the tortured, blocking out the very essence of life, nature. Here, my torturers have long ago started and still endeavour to block up the window on my mind. I've always taken a lesson from something that was told to me by a Sandmar. That is, that everyone, Republican or otherwise, has his own particular part to play. No part is too great or too small. No one is too old or too young to do something. So, Mchara, for what it's worth, I would like to thank you all for what you've done, and I hope many others follow your example. And I'm deeply proud to have known you all, and prouder still to call you comrades and friends. I may die, but the Republic of 1916 will never die. Onward to the Republic and
That's it. Onward. Onward. Long live the Irish Republic. Speak to you next week. Be good. Much love.